You don't got your rent money, you gotta get out.
It don't work like that. You got to go.
I said, huh? Look, Jason, when I say I'm puzzled,
like I really got
I am puzzled.
Welcome to the Openly Honest Podcast, where the truth may not set you free,
But it's damn sure will keep you openly honest. I'm John.
I'm Jason Terrell.
Let's keep it openly honest, baby. So today, we talking about being sheltered.
Being sheltered.
We thank y'all for the last episode, checking us out for Valentine's Day. We appreciate y'all.
Yes.
But this episode number 2, being sheltered, is what the topic of today. So I got a definition of being sheltered.
What's the definition, my brother?
Most people think being sheltered. Well, one definition of being sheltered is being, covered over, a certain building or something of some sort to keep you covered from the outside world, right? Ain't talking about that. We talking about today being sheltered, meaning your family sheltering you, your parents sheltering you, you sheltering your child with everyday life or from security of some sort, anything like that. But the proper definition of protected from difficulties or unpleasant realities. That's what we're talking about today. So, be sheltered. We got some questions for us?
Difficulties and what was the other one? Reality?
Protected from difficulties or unpleasant realities.
Hey, you gotta let them kids see the world.
I'm with you.
As I'm hearing the definition, I'm like, I need to unshelter my kid.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Sheltering is not something I am a fan of too much. But I understand some concepts of it. But,
I feel it. I mean, I was sheltered for like 14 years. And then after that, my grandma sheltered me. And then when she passed away, well, I was living.
Yeah.
But I was a weirdo.
Yeah.
And when I first started, I was a weirdo, bro. I didn't know how to socialize with other kids. I didn't know how to talk to people. Like, kids would come up to me, right? Hey, yo, Jason, what's up? Hey, you want to play football with us? I'm looking like they trying to set me up. They trying to jump me.
Automatically thinking
I'm automatic. Now I'm going in the house. I stayed in the house, bro. I would watch the kids out the window.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I was a weirdo. I'm like, this is me.
It's not cool.
Oh, they out there having fun.
That's not cool. Nah, we trying to prevent that. And we just gonna hit some topics about being sheltered. And we want y'all to be in our inbox and be in our comment sections on YouTube and everything, and let us know about either your experience about being sheltered or the people that you know that's been sheltered, or your opinion about being sheltered, period. So what's up, Yvette?
All right, so here's like another layman terms definition of being sheltered, which is a person who grew up being overprotected by parents or other guardians, never doing anything for themselves because the parents always doing stuff for them and not letting them grow. So, in you guys' opinion, what are the positive and negative effects of it? Let's start with the positive.
The positives I'm gonna say as a child, the positives that you really, I don't think it's so fun because if you're talking about being sheltered from harm's way, that's how I was sheltered in a way because I really didn't go over people. I never spent a night over nobody's house. I'm gonna let you know right now. I never spent a night over nobody's house until I was out of high school. Never. Only my only family. No friends. I had a best friend live across the street.
You know that?
Never spent the night over his house.
You know that's black people in general. You don't know.
I didn't know.
I spend the night with them.
I just thought it was me because I'm living in my house. So that's my grandma. That's how my grandma raised me. She's like, you're not spending the night over nobody's house. I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now.
Right.
But I think that's one of the positive aspects of it is that you're protected from stuff that you don't know as a child. As an adult to your kid, the positive aspect of it, I can say the security part. Yeah, that's cool because you know now of why your parents did it or why you seen somebody else being sheltered.
Right.
But the negative parts about being an adult and sheltering your children is that they don't get to see the world. They don't get to see every aspect of the world because they're gonna need to see it later. So show them now a little. It don't have to be a lot, but show them sprinkles of it to where when they get an adult, they be an adult. They don't be surprised and shocked.
Like, what the?
Exactly. So, that's why I feel positive. That's how I feel the positive and negatives are.
Positive and negative. Positive. I'm gonna go positive as a parent first. Positive as a parent, you know your kid's safe.
Okay.
Like,
Okay, yeah,
like,
absolutely.
By sheltering your kid, you're like, my kid here, my kid at home, I
Yeah.
know
You-
my
you
kid
got tabs
is in
on
good
them.
hands.
Exactly.
I know when they're in the backyard, I'm looking through the window, I can see them, they go right there, I know on the side of the house, I can't see you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the positive part, you know that your kid is safe. The negative part though, you enabling your kid from being able to go out in the world and do things that they need to do, you know what I
Absolutely.
mean? From learning, they're gonna have to learn the hard way, they're gonna bump their head more than the person that was not sheltered. Because the person that was not sheltered got out there early and already went through the bumps and the bruises at an earlier stage. You know what I mean? So that people that are not sheltered might be a little further ahead in life than some people that were sheltered.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you know they used to moving and and doing.
They've been doing it for so long.
They've been doing
so
it
they
since they
know.
was kids. You know,
Exactly.
they already know the program.
Yeah. Rate from 1 to 10. How much you sheltering them?
My daughter a 10.
Come on, man.
It's natural.
I understand.
It's natural.
I understand.
I can't help it.
I
Like,
understand.
my friends asked if she could spend the night, like, sleep over now. You can go over there when it's time for everybody to
Yeah,
go sleep. You
yeah,
come home.
yeah.
And you only going if she going with you.
Exactly.
Because I ain't going. I don't want to
Yeah.
take nobody. My sons, probably like a 3.
Come on.
What?
Man.
What's the problem? What's the
How you
problem?
go from
Bruh.
10 with your daughter to a 3?
You know what, you're right. A 2.
This I'm done.
Bruh, my sons, they like little grown men. They already, like, I walked outside to the front yard, take out the trash, but I'm like, why is the door open? My son's standing in the front yard like this, looking around the block, trying to see what everybody
Like
doing.
he just picked
Like
up
your
the
old
newspaper
man,
and stuff.
yeah. Like your old man looking at them kids down there, huh? They got his hand on his hip. I'm like, how did you even get out here, bro? Friends like you won. Yeah, he just standing in the front. What they doing down there?
So why the big difference?
My daughter kind of ditzy.
Okay.
She's like when she was younger, we was in some crazy predicaments.
Yeah.
So she was like a hood baby, like headbutting people that try to give her a kiss, all kinds of stuff. I moved her to the suburbs.
Uh-huh.
Oh, bro, once I did that, she turned into Princess Rapunzel, Frozen, Let It Go. Oh, man, the ice cream man. Oh, my gosh, he's down the street. Can I have $1, Daddy? He's coming.
Yeah.
Like, she turned into a straight suburban kid. So she's like a little lacking on the street side now.
Okay.
Like, she don't understand. Like, some man gave me free candy and offered me a ride home from school.
But the book side of it, she's smart as heck.
Straight A's.
She's smart as heck.
Straight A's every time. But it's just like, bruh, come on, man.
You gotta
The man
have
offered you candy.
You gotta have both.
Yeah, you gotta have both. The man can't be offering you candy, that's my shelter. Until I'm able to teach her what I need her to know. Then I'll ease off a little bit, let her go out. Ease off a little more, let her go out. As soon as she make a mistake, I'm gonna reel her back in and teach her about that. Then let her ease out again, you know what I mean?
I feel it because
Because I don't wanna just, don't go.
yeah,
don't
like
go.
that's why I'm
Ease
like
her out.
when Zamora gets older and stuff, I'm not going. Don't get me wrong, being sheltered, like protective wise, yes. Ain't no, like you say, ain't no spending the night nowhere.
Man.
Ain't no, I'm going to my friend's house. I need to know their parent. I need to know all that. I need to know every information I
Come on
can.
now, you know the deal.
And if anything, I'd rather for you to stay at, you and your friends stay at my house than to be over there. Because even though you telling me all this, I still don't know
care.
the whole scope. Exactly. So, but when the older she gets, like you said, the less I'm gonna be on her so much
Right.
because I want her to understand that, like just like my grandma told me, nobody gonna really care about your situations in life.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
you gonna have to learn the hard way somehow, some way.
Right.
And if I keep on reeling her in every time something comes, she never gonna learn.
Never gonna learn, right.
So I'm gonna let her learn some aspects of it, teach her about those aspects after it happened, so she won't have to make that mistake again.
Right.
So ain't no, daddy got this, daddy got this. No, you're gonna learn how to work for it and
Yeah.
get these things. So you won't ever have to depend on daddy. You won't
Right.
ever have to depend on nobody.
Right.
You're gonna learn how to get it yourself.
Right.
So with that shelter thing, I'm not. Some aspects of it I care about, but a lot of them I don't
As far
because
as independency.
independency. I want you to be
Right.
independent. I don't want you to depend on nobody.
Right.
On not a soul. Just depend on God and have your trust in God and go
And
go
do what
about
you
your
gotta
life.
do.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and do what you gotta do. So
Now that makes sense because my daughter, every dollar she gets, she earned. Like,
yeah, and that's the way it
like,
should be.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I want to go do this. Can I get this? Okay, them dishes need to be
You gotta
washed.
work for
That living room need to be vacuumed.
Yeah.
Them counters need to
Absolutely.
be clean. Your brother ain't old enough to clean this room, so you need to go help
Yeah.
him out, show him how to do it. All right, well, a couple dollars. But she
Yeah.
got more money in the stash to me. She said, I want this thing. It costs $200. I was like, yeah, you gonna keep saving your money. I am. I'm already at 30. I'm like, I got $10 in my bank account. You got $30. I should be knowing I be pinching her little dollar. Get a couple of there, pay you back on the third.
Steal it from your daughter.
Yeah, and borrow. I'll pay her back with interest. She reminds you. That's
the way it should be, though. I think children should learn how to work for things. Even in school, they're sheltered in some form because of what teachers do and what they put up with.
Right.
Because I've worked in the school district for a couple of years now, and I've worked in the school to where I see teachers doing everything for children. And I understand it's kind of hard for them not to because the parents be on their back about things. So, I want to teach my kid not to, even when she's in school and stuff, to excel, to do things that the teacher shouldn't have to tell you to do these things. You know right or wrong, and you know how to do things once you've learned it, so do it. So
the other thing on school too, the parents have to know that the teachers are not the parent. Like, they not teaching you that at school, well, they should have showed you that. And then some parents have to know that they can't override everything the teacher's trying to do. Like, I don't care what them people say, certain things, not everything.
That right there, that's another subject for another day, because we're going to hit on that.
But that's a form of enablement too, though.
Yeah, it is big time.
So do you guys think naturally, like, dads are more sheltered with their daughters and moms are more sheltered with their sons?
Easy call.
Yeah, it gotta be.
Easy call.
It gotta be. Because it's just like the I'm a mama's boy, daddy's girl type thing. I think fathers tend not to care about a daughter more than they son, but to, I would say, favor them in some form because it's their daughter. They know how men think. I'm a man. I know how a man thinks. So I have to protect my daughter over these things that it's gonna come her way from other men.
Right.
And it's like we know how boys think we're men. So our son gonna do pretty what we did in some form or fashion. So we're gonna be like, okay, we just gonna watch them. We're gonna see what they do.
Right.
And moms to sons are the same way, but opposite. So it's like, I'm a girl. I know how girls think. I know how girls know how to manipulate boys. So I'm gonna teach my son. I'm gonna protect my son from it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
that makes sense because my kid's mom. My daughter, I'm the only one that's overprotective of her. Yeah. Everybody else is like, she get on my nerves. Then my sons, they get on my nerves.
Yeah.
But their mom is way overprotective.
Like, protects
she's like, don't move, don't go. Like, get over here. Like, I let them go do a little free,
Yeah.
Like, go to the backyard around.
They boys, they go there.
Hours later, like, oh, I forgot the kids was out there.
Exactly. Yeah.
She at the window. Get away from that tree.
Right, watch every move.
It's a tree.
Yeah,
they're gonna get poked by like she on her sons.
For me, for what I've been through growing up as a girl, I feel like I don't have that stigma. Like I feel like I'm be overprotective more for my daughter because of some stuff that I've been through.
Right.
So I think that kind of plays a part too.
No, that definitely makes sense. I mean, you do have parents out there that's just that they just had rough childhoods and they're just overprotective over their kids, period.
It happens.
Like, I'm overprotective over all of my kids as far as safety.
Yeah, and as you should be.
Like my sons, the thing I'm scared for them about, I'm very overprotective. As soon as they're able to understand, I want to teach them, what do you do when the police pull you over?
Yeah, it's a big thing.
That's something that's terrifying. That's something every parent should
especially in this day and age. Well, any day and age, the last 60, 70 years, it's been the same thing as us two being black men.
Yeah.
And seeing the things that happen to other black men and boys, whatever, we have to teach our sons and our daughters the concept of, what to do when you get pulled over by a cop or how to talk and stuff like that, because it's not favored in our way. It's really not. A lot of people don't think that way, but just look at the statistics, man. It's not favored in our way in any sort.
Not at all.
So we have to teach our kids how to, avoid those issues.
Right.
So.
And teach them how to respond when they're being approached by the police.
Yeah.
Because that's another situation. Like, your response is everything. That's the officer's first impression. Are you a threat or not?
Yeah.
What you pull me over for? You're a threat already.
You already coming into a negative. Be positive. Talk right.
First off, you're a threat because you're black already.
Exactly.
So now, are you an active threat or an inactive threat?
Exactly. So.
What's the other questions?
What's the other question?
Is there any specific things that you guys want to shelter your kids from, and if so, why? Like specific.
That's a good one.
Oh man.
Specific thing. I want to shelter my kids from heartbreak. hard.
I don't think that's possible.
It's not, but man,
Hey,
if I
look.
could, that would be the one thing I would
Especially-
for sure take away.
Especially since we both got a daughter.
Right.
Because the son, like,
Yeah, it's gonna be heartbreaking.
it's gonna happen.
It was like my
But
daughter, like,
the
oh,
daughter, you
why
like,
you?
like I remember I seen this one dude. He was talking about how the feeling he had when his daughter came home and she had her heart broken by her boyfriend. She's young, she's still in high school,
Right.
and he let her venture out and have a little boyfriend, and just the emotional roller coaster he went through by seeing his daughter be so down and sad and stuff. It took a whole another thing on him.
Right.
So it's like, I don't want to go through that.
Yeah, nah, for real.
I'm scared to go through that, honestly.
I don't think no father want to go through that.
Man,
what the dude broke my daughter heart? I'm going to the
Exactly.
school.
You ready to fight?
I'm tripping.
You ready to fight a
Everybody in
kid?
school.
Sure.
I ain't playing no games. Now for my sons though, it wouldn't be heartbreak. Now for my sons, ooh, that's a tough one because so much you want to protect the little boy from at the same time. Violence. I would say violence. I want them. My son know to defend themselves. They fight already.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be the bully, and I don't want them to be the person getting bullied.
Exactly.
I want to protect my sons from that cycle of violence. To be the person that they know he's not gonna mess with you, but you better not mess with him either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people just leave you alone, and if you have to defend yourself, defend yourself. But don't be.
Don't be the enforcer.
Don't be an enforcer. Don't see that. Ooh, I can fight. Like I really can fight.
Everybody's scared of me. I'm gonna take advantage
I'm
of
taking
it.
advantage of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like power and violence. That's what I'm scared of for my sons.
With me, it's this is a good one. It's a lot though, but with me, it's fear. I don't want my daughter to be scared of anything.
I feel you.
I don't psychologically, mentally, physically. Don't be scared of
I
anything.
don't think she's scared of them right now though.
But in specific, how do you shelter a kid from being from fear?
Confidence.
Okay.
Having confidence in what you do, having confidence in what you think about you can do. Just when your mind is set on something, do it. Have confidence to do it. And that's one of my issues is confidence. This is one of the issues right here. Like I've been thinking about doing this podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
But confidence, it was like, nah, bro, you can't do it. You can't do none of this.
So basically, like, okay, so so basically, this is the thing because, like, okay, if you shelter her,
right.
If
you try to shelter her from fear, there's no way to do that because that means if she's being sheltered, she's gonna be scared to do stuff.
Okay, shelter her away from fear. That makes more sense?
You want to steer her away from fear.
Steer her away from fear. Meaning, when fear comes her way, I'm not gonna be like, okay, baby, it's okay.
Because if you shelter her, she's gonna fear.
Exactly. So I'm like, no, hit it on the head. Drive through that look, run through that wall.
It's like a reverse effect.
Exactly.
Like you won't shelter her, says she won't be scared.
Okay, so I worded it.
I get what you were saying.
So just for her, just to see the reality of life and take every challenge in. Don't sit here and sit back and be scared to do things because when you do those things, opportunities in life don't come.
Right.
And I've had that to where I'm scared to do something and I've missed opportunities. And I can't sit here and preach that to my daughter because I don't want her to miss opportunities.
Right.
When I get a son, it's going to be a different thing. When I get a son, I want to protect him over the streets. I wasn't in the streets like that. My grandma told me, look, you run them streets, you ain't coming back home. Like I have cousins and family members that have run the street and it hasn't. The effects of that aren't positive things. They've been to jail. I've never been to jail. I got pulled over one time or twice. That beach.
You got pulled over twice?
I got pulled over once in Compton, and something happened when at the beach. I was kind of under the influence.
That's it. Your whole life. That's
my whole life.
You blind. That's
I
it.
put on everything.
Dang, I only got lying. We openly honest.
Exactly.
Bruh.
I don't have no record. I don't have none of that.
I'm on gang file.
See, look, and I have to credit my grandmother for that because it sucked to sit in the house all the time or not. My homies going to something up the street or going to parties and stuff, and she's like, no, you can't go. And I would hate it. I hate her. Hate is a strong word. I didn't like her for that, but I understand now. Because I've had cousins, homies go to parties. One of my best friends went to a Halloween party, got shot.
Yeah.
So it's like I understand why she did that now, and I'm thankful for those things. So when I have a son, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna let him venture out a little bit, but when I see danger, guarantee you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, no, I feel that because my grandma sheltered me, right? Then I was free, from like age 15 to 17. Then I stayed with my aunt, which was my adopted mom. She like always let me do what I want. I was just going, you feel me? Doing everything, parties, everything. For some reason, she said my grandma and my mom came to her in a dream, and she got scared. They said I'm wild, and I came back home. Bruh, the homies came and picked me up for a party. I'm like, oh yeah, normal function, let's go, turn up. She had a contract. Said they got to sign that they responsible for me if they take me to this party. I had to be back at a certain time. I'm looking like, bro, when you start this?
Yeah.
I'm like, hold up, what's going on? Man, she would not let me leave till they signed the contract.
Wow.
They signed the contract, right? We go to the party. I'm arguing with my ex-girlfriend because I see her at the party. Somebody almost blew my head off. I ain't go to no more functions for the rest of the year.
I'm cool, man.
I was like, bro, this is why my grandma sheltered me.
And I understand everybody's environment ain't the same environment we grew up in.
Right.
I understand that you grew up in a more hood than I did. I grew up in Long Beach, you grew up in LA, and I wasn't in the streets or no gangs like that, and I know you were.
Yeah.
So your environment is even worse than mine.
Yeah.
So I understand everybody hasn't grown up in these dangerous environments, but still, all because it's not a dangerous environment don't mean that there's not danger in that environment.
Exactly.
So,
it's like my cousin stayed in Long Beach, and he didn't gangbang.
It's doing wrong. It's gangbang. But I wouldn't. I'm like, no, I didn't. Don't be wrong. Like, I'm not blind to anything that I seen in Long Beach, but I wasn't a part of those
I
things.
was out there a little bit cooked.
Hey, I ain't gonna say nothing because I'm gonna get in trouble.
I had my time. I did my stuff, and I realized quickly. Well, not too quickly. I realized later, like, there ain't nothing going on. It's stupid.
But I read a quote because I was researching about people being sheltered and what other people thought about it. But it was a quote, something just that paraphrases what you were talking about. Some lady has said on this website, being overly sheltered doesn't allow a child to grow into independence. We're supposed to be teaching them to be useful adults, not to be everlasting children. Sheltered children, that's good. Sheltered children also have a reputation of going hog wild once they are finally let off the leash. Just like when you was sheltered for what, till 15, right? 15, yeah. So once you got off that shelter, that you like, it's party time. Let's get it. Exactly. So where I leave off, they have more to prove once they are let loose, which you did. Learning how to handle money, handle their sexuality, handle responsibilities, and alcohol are better under the shelter of their parents.
Wait, what was the one?
Learning how to handle money, handle their sexuality, handle their responsibility, and learn how to handle alcohol in some form, if you're going to do that, are better under the shelter of their parents.
So alcohol, money, responsibility,
sexuality.
You
all learned that better.
I was getting it in.
But a lot of people don't have those aspects, though.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people don't get them opportunities.
My money was right, too. I was drunk, though. That's the problem. I didn't have nobody control my alcohol. I was drunk.
It's better for kids to learn to deal with realities from adulthood, so that they face them at a pace.
That's true. You know why? Because you know how you see your parents struggle and stuff, but you still don't know exactly until you go through it. So I agree with that 100,000%. Because I didn't see my grandma struggle. I'm like, okay, why you just don't do this? And then when I got grown, I'm like, you can't.
Exactly.
That's why.
Exactly. You start to understand. Of course, when you get older, you're going to understand things that you didn't understand as a child. That's just learning things, dealing with everyday life. Those aspects are going to come.
Right.
But once you see, you be like, okay, that's why I couldn't do that because it was dangerous, or that's why I couldn't do that because the money wasn't there, or that's why I couldn't do this because it just wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So,
and then when you get older, you find yourself saying
the same thing.
The shelter thing, you go thank me and understand why I can let you go outside.
Exactly.
I be thinking like, bro, I sound like a 70-year-old.
You sound like your grandmother, your aunt, your mom, your dad, whoever, installed these shelter things into your life. You end up sounding like them because you realize those things were the right things to do at that point in time.
Thanks.
So,
no, that's 100% fact. And then you could get lost though, like as far as being lost in the world by not having a certain sense of sheltering.
Exactly.
You need it's like a perfect balance.
Exactly.
You gotta have a little bit of not too much sheltering, and you gotta have a little bit of sheltering.
Because the sheltering it teaches you what to look for, what to be aware of.
Danger.
But the loose part, the one like, okay, I'm gonna let you do what you do, teaches you those experience of why you're being sheltered.
Why, exactly.
So yeah.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
So what's up?
Okay, so I know you guys have personal stories of you guys being sheltered, but did you also grow up with anybody who was sheltered, and how do they act now, like that as they're an adult? Like, do you see like a?
Okay.
I'll let you hit first.
All right. So I was sheltered at 14. Then when I first got out of shelter, like I said earlier, I was a weirdo, but I'm gonna elaborate more this time. So I thought everybody was out to get me. I'm like, people trying to set me up. I didn't understand how nothing worked as far as like socialization and everything. When I got this, that's why I buried myself in schoolwork. I was like, okay, I know I'm smart, like I'm getting good grades. But once I learned how to be sociable, I was a rat. My grades went down. I was the loudest person in class.
The school aspect went away.
The school aspect, boy, I was a nut. I was on some nut activities. But it kind of messes you up mentally because you start thinking to myself, there's something wrong with me. And it's like you have to really be mentally strong to break from that. Like, because some people, they'll go through their whole life like, I'm weird, something's wrong with me. And then I had to tell myself, you're weird because you're allowing yourself to be weird. Like, you don't want to talk to people and you're being antisocial and scared of confrontation and debates because you're not breaking away from what you've been wrapped in your whole life, which is being sheltered by your grandmother. You got to break out of that. Go talk to these kids. Just if they laugh at you, you try. You know, it's going to be kids that like you. You know, that was the hardest thing for me, making friends after being sheltered. Like, the kids on my block, they was free, like.
Yeah, man, look here. I know.
Bruh,
Trust and believe I know.
These niggas was still in the cars.
Man, look here. Like,
I'm sitting there, I ain't got a Cadillac.
My own experience, I think I got when you say the balance of both, I think I got the balance of both because, like I said, I was sheltered in some form of being protected. I didn't really go out much. But that didn't make me too antisocial. I still talk to people and stuff like that. But I wasn't as open as I am now. That came after. Once I grew up and I moved out on my own. I have a story where I got fired one time, and I worked at a hotel in Huntington Beach, and I got into it with one of the supervisors, and I got fired. And I came home, I was crying.
What did you say to the supervisor?
No, okay. Look, I'm gonna tell that story real quick. I'm gonna tell that story. I was a pool security dude.
Daddy, how I look? Dun, 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 like a damn snitch.
And
wait, security of the pool?
Yeah, it was a summer job. Well, it was a seasonal job kind of. So I took the job. I was a pool security guy, and the only thing my job was to do was make sure people at the pool were guests at the hotel. They have pool attendants there, where they had to fill up water, give people towels and all that stuff. I ain't doing all that. That ain't my job. I ain't doing it. So one dude was like, "Oh, we need some ice for the water container."
Customer or
no, the supervisor.
Okay.
And I said, "Okay, I want to go check in the bar area. That's the only place I knew that had ice."
Right.
So I went to go check in that room. There was no ice. They had ran out. Right. So I came back and I told him there ain't no ice. And he was like, "Okay." He left. Came back. He was like, "Did you check the other place?" I'm like, "No, I didn't check the other place. It's the only place I knew that had it." Okay. He's like, "You need to go check the other place." Okay, first of all, I wasn't supposed to do the first thing. Tell your other dude to sit around here that you got pool attendants over here that's not doing their job. Tell them to go do it. He was like, "No, I'm telling you to go do it. That ain't my job." So we got back and forth.
That's how you said it?
Yes, that's how he said it. So we going back and forth, and he said, "You know what? Come with me." We go behind closed door. He put his hand in my face. He said, "Hey, don't you ever talk to me like that again in front of people." That's what I did. I put your hand up. I said, "You got me messed up. Don't you ever put your hand in my face. We're gonna have some problems." I gotta act civil. I'm around a whole group of white people. I gotta act more civil.
Okay.
So
you know they call the police smart man.
Exactly. I'm the only black dude in the hotel anyway.
Oh, you was already out of place.
So I'm like, okay. So he's like, we're gonna go talk to my manager. They ended up firing me because they said I disrespected a supervisor.
The one that put the finger in your face.
Yes, they ended up firing me because they said I disrespected them and all this other stuff, and I didn't follow orders. So I got fired.
Follow orders.
I got fired. I got fired. I came home. And this is the shelter part. After I'm adult now. I'm 20. I'm 19, I think. I went home. I'm crying. I got fired. This is the first time I ever got fired.
Right.
My grandma was like, "What you crying for?" I got fired. She said, "You'll be all right. You'll be okay." Kid you not. The next day, I was paying my grandmother rent. I think I was paying her $200-300 a month.
Right.
Too. And mind you, I don't have a job anymore.
Right.
But I got a little bit of money in the bank. So I get up next morning, okay, I gotta find another job. I'm feeling bad, whatever. She say, "Where my rent money at?"
Girl, what you know I got fired?
I said, huh? She said, "Where my rent money at?" I'm like, "I just lost my job. I don't have your rent money. You don't got your rent money. You gotta get out."
It don't work like that. You got to go.
I said, "Huh?" Look, Jason, when I say I'm puzzled,
like I really got
I
to
am
go.
puzzled. I'm like, what do you know I just lost my job. You
Yo.
just see me crying.
Yo.
I lost my job. She's like, "Don't matter. I need my money by the end of today
Or you out.
or you out." So at this point, I'm like, forget it then, I'm out. I packed up my stuff in my little car. I went to Yvette's house. This was me and Yvette would just have been together for maybe a year or two.
Right.
I said, I'll pack up my stuff, went in the house, I'm out. Went to her house, we was sitting in there, we was talking, we went a couple places, we was chilling.
Right.
And I talked to her mom, what I'm gonna do? I had about maybe $500 in the bank. And I'm like, should I give her $200? Because I still gotta pay my phone bill. I don't have much bills, but I still gotta pay for stuff.
Right.
So should I give her the $200?
Yes.
And just and stay home or sleep in my car and keep my money? And that was like, it's cold outside.
You better go home, bro.
Your car ain't got no heater.
So you had the money in the bank?
I had the money, but I only had $500. So if I gave her two, I had three, and I don't know when I was gonna get another job.
This dude just said, if I gave her two, I'm only gonna have three.
But I'm saying, but I don't have another job, so I don't have anything coming in.
So you had the money?
Yeah.
500.
500.
You know what I would have said?
What?
I got $500. I got $200 for rent this month. I got $200 for rent next month.
I wasn't thinking that way.
No, but look, you better flip that money.
I wasn't thinking, because you gotta think about it. I wasn't on no hustle type stuff. I wasn't selling nothing. I wasn't doing anything I wasn't supposed to be
That's why
doing.
being sheltered. See, much like out that shelter, I seen people buying cars from the auction and flipping them.
I wasn't with that.
That was my
I
hustle.
was like, okay, I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna make an honest
If
living.
you was like, if you don't got a job, you gotta get a job to make money. That was
Exactly.
like, okay,
So I was like, okay, I got $200. So I'm like, let me go get this money, and I'm gonna just give it to her, and I'm gonna see how it goes. Came back, gave her the money, and she said, right, one of the realest things somebody's ever taught me is that she was like, the reason I did this is because when you get on your own, they ain't gonna care if you got a job.
Yeah.
They don't care if you ain't got no rent
Yeah.
money. They gonna want their rent money,
Right
or they
then
gonna
and there.
want their money right then and there,
Right.
or you gotta get out.
Yep.
So I'm teaching you how not to depend on nobody, just to get out and do what you have to do and get the money. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do to pay for things or to establish something, but you have to do it. And I was like, dang, that's real to me, man.
Hey.
And I was like, so do I gotta give you 200? Yeah, I need
Yeah,
like
you
200.
good.
So
At least you got this. You had somewhere to stay after you paid rent. Me, I paid rent and then got put out after I paid rent.
oh, see, yeah.
Nah, that's when they took all the enabling off of me. They say, go on in the world and learn. Because you're doing too much in here, baby. You ain't gonna talk back in here. You got to go. I said, well, can I get a prorated part of my rent back? You can't get nothing.
No, bye.
Dang.
But I do know somebody that has been sheltered since I've met them.
Right.
And from the time I met them to the time they have now, it's nothing's changed. They can't really depend on themselves. They can't
Right.
really. They always ask for somebody else.
How old are they? Like mid-20s?
I don't want to give it away.
Like mid-20s, mid-30s?
Mid-30s, mid-20s, something like that.
Okay.
And they have to depend on others. They have to get other people's opinion on certain things and how to do stuff. And it's just like, if that person wasn't sheltered through the entire adulthood, they wouldn't be like this. And they're smart enough to get out of it.
Right.
But it's just the comfortability of being in it
Right.
makes them stay.
Right.
And it's like, it's not good. So
You can't get, see, being comfortable is like, what's that word? Being stagnant.
okay.
And when you get sheltered, being sheltered makes you stagnant in life because you got a certain limit you used to
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to. You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's like, all right, I gotta do this. Okay, I can't go no further than this because this.
So let me stop.
That's my comfort zone. Let me start back. This is the room I have to function.
Mm-hmm. Like they get complacent.
They get complacent. That's the word I was looking for. They get complacent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They be stuck. But yeah, nah, I get that 100%. But your friend, they need to late 20s, late 30s, early 30s.
Hey, look, I can't. It's only so much I can do for a person, or so much you can tell a person how to overcome certain things. But
jump.
you gotta jump.
You gotta jump.
I feel like it makes like being overly sheltered makes people not have common sense.
True.
Oh, big time.
Big time.
Big time. Because you don't know what to look for. You don't know what to look for.
Big time.
You don't know what to
Somebody
look for.
give me a cookie. I know exactly. Oh, man.
You don't know what to look for.
Come on,
the
man.
common sense part of it is to where it's like, okay, once you
All
seen
you
it,
shelter people.
once you seen it, you like, okay, I know this. I should go this way or that way. If you ain't never seen it, you like, I'm stuck.
But you got people that don't even know they're supposed to go that right. They don't know it's a whole puzzle.
And I'm telling you, but the water been flowing for them for years, and they've been filling that cup up for years,
Yeah,
man.
shelter like, oh my God, my lights went out. Did you pay the bill? I have to do that.
Exactly. Just regular common sense.
Regular common sense.
And it affects them. Of course, I don't know how they were as a child because I wasn't raised with them. But from what I've seen as an adult, from a young adult to a mid adult, it's like, okay, some of this stuff is common sense.
You shouldn't be going through this.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be going through this.
So
you gotta be ashamed of yourself for going through this, sheltered or not.
Exactly.
Get it together.
But we're gonna hit your naked truth segment right now.
All right, let's do it.
It's the MC in the booth, Mr. Jason Terrell. He got that naked truth. Let's get it.
On this episode of The Naked Truth, we're going to be talking about cooling in the waiting room. Now, when I say cooling in the waiting room, I don't mean cooling in the hospital lobby while you're waiting on the doctor to call you. I don't mean cooling in the dentist's office while you're waiting on the dentist to call you back. I mean cooling and being calm when things are going rough in your life, when you're going through trials and tribulations. You got to learn to lean on God or the universe or whatever it is you believe in to get through your situation. Me, I believe in God personally. But just remember, wait till the universe or God brings his perfect timing for everything that you want to happen. And stay cool while you're waiting on the drummer to pass. All right? That's the naked truth.
So that was the naked truth with your boy Jason Terrell. Hope y'all enjoyed it. That was some good stuff.
Yes,
I appreciate it. You know, cooling.
Cooling in the waiting room.
Hey!
Somebody put me on right. I'm on fire right now.
No, but that was a good segment. But one thing we want to hit on is how we know some people that have been sheltered and sheltered until their adulthood or sheltered into their adulthood.
Right.
So if they have children, how do you think that affects their children?
Man, honestly, I think it's a good thing. This go.
You think it's a good thing?
It's a good thing. This gonna trip you out.
Okay, we gonna have some opposite opinions on this one.
Keep this. You was sheltered. I was sheltered.
Okay.
Right? We now see what was right and what was wrong. So now we could put the best qualities from being sheltered into our kids.
But we were sheltered as children to teens.
Right.
I want to know
you
how.
grown at 18. We was all
But
okay.
okay, but after when you was an adult, you wasn't sheltered no more, right? So you got the best of both worlds.
I got sheltered again at 17 until 18.
So you got sheltered for another year, but once you hit adult life to where you're an adult now,
Right.
you weren't sheltered no more.
No.
So you didn't have that being sheltered into adulthood, like through adulthood.
No.
So what do you think being sheltered through adulthood?
Through adulthood?
Yeah.
Oh.
Affects your children? Because once you're an adult, most people have children then, and they're still being
It's gonna do
sheltered.
one of two things. If you have very intelligent children, because you know some kids are like
They're smart, yeah.
like they see everything. If you have very intelligent children, they're gonna see you and have less respect for you, one, and they're gonna see what not to do.
Okay.
Now, if your children, not that they're slow, dumb, nothing like that, they're just not that 1 in 10 super smart kid that's a little above their average. You know what I mean? Like their mind game is like a child, like a regular child, their age. They're going to be enabled because they're going to see what you're doing and think this is how life works.
Yeah.
This is what you're supposed to do.
There
This is
you
the
go.
boundaries you're supposed to go to
There
and come
we
back.
go.
Like they're going to be enabled because you were enabled.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
If kids are monkey see, monkey do.
Exactly.
They see you doing certain things and avoiding things. Kids kids see you avoid things. Don't think they don't. Like, they see you not want to do something because you can't do it.
Right.
Like, they gonna pick up everything. And I see that with certain children, that I see their parent being some way sheltered and informed because they're lazy. A lot of children that their adult, their parent was sheltered are lazy. They don't want to do anything because their adult has been sheltered. Their parent has been sheltered, so they sheltered their kids. So they don't do anything. They don't really learn much. They depend on their mother and father to do things for them. And I know as a child, that's going to work a certain way. That aspect is going to be there in some form, but it shouldn't be full force. It shouldn't be all the way there. You have to teach your kids how to do things for their own.
Right.
Yeah.
You seem real passionate about
No,
it.
I'm sorry, but it's true, and I really don't like it.
Yeah,
I really don't like it because once that
America see it.
once that child becomes an adult, they have the effects of that.
You know, I got used to do.
They don't want to do nothing. They lazy. They don't want to get no job. And then what you like, man, this person don't mind. You want to complain about how your kid don't want to do nothing. That's your fault.
Yeah, but also too, like, for instance, if a parent was sheltered as a kid or an adult, and if there's some things their parents didn't talk to them about, like for instance, the parent won't feel comfortable talking to their kid about that when they need that conversation. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like for instance, like if girls have their girly things.
Yeah.
Right.
And there be some parents like, I'm not ready to talk about my kid to this because they was like not.
They weren't informed on those things.
Are sheltered,
It take them a while to be comfortable.
Yeah, but it's just like you have to.
You have to.
It's part of life.
Yeah.
But you know what? My grandma told me something a long time ago that made sense. You can't blame people for how they are because they didn't have nobody to show them the right way.
Yeah.
You got to be the light you want to see. So you have to be what you don't want to see. Like this person that was sheltered is doing A, B, C, and D. You are sheltered. You're not going to conform to those boundaries of being sheltered anymore. You're going to break through. And when you break through, we got to do what we can to bring people with us, you know. There's only so much you can do if you try to help a person and try, and they just, you
can't help somebody that don't want to help.
Drown sometimes.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got to swim somehow.
But at least we got to give a fair effort to helping.
Especially if you really care or love them.
Exactly.
You put it in effort
impacted you
to help them. Yeah.
Then you don't want everybody else to not go through that. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Makes perfect sense.
This sheltering topic was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
I think we had some good points on it.
Indeed.
So I hope if y'all know anybody that's sheltered, help them as an adult. If they're a child, they mommy and daddy can do that. Don't butt into anybody else's business. But if they're an adult and they're your friend and you got some care for them,
right.
Help them become unsheltered. Help them see the aspects of life and the realistics of life and how the world works, and it doesn't revolve around them.
Yeah.
So help them with that aspect.
Help them not be sheltered. Help them see what's going to be the ending route if they choose to be sheltered.
Exactly.
Give them examples. Show them people were sheltered and where they are now.
Yeah.
Help them overcome the things they want to overcome and beat out their fears.
Yeah. Anyway, we got some followers of the day for y'all. We're going to hit the Twitter follower. The Twitter follower is a personal friend of mine. My brother, Kid Phenom 34. Big Al. I appreciate you, brother.
Shout out to Big Al.
Man, we appreciate the follow. We appreciate the support you giving us, man. Couldn't ask for anything better. Love you, man. For real. But YouTube follower is somebody you know, right?
YouTube follower, Jess Vibes, my little sister, she got her IG channel. Y'all check her out, Jess Vibes on IG. She dope. She giving inspirational stuff every morning, afternoon. She's uplifting you before your day start.
Yeah.
And she left some good comments. She loved the show, and she wants to keep
We
going.
appreciate the comment on our last episode, Jess.
Yes.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Spread the word.
Yeah. And then our Instagram follower today, my brother.
Steph_her. Big Steph.
Yes, sir.
Out in Vegas right now. We appreciate you, man. Hope you like this one as well as you like the last one. But we got an artist of the day too.
Man, y'all know the artist of the
Who
day.
the artist of the day?
It's yours truly,
Mr. Jason
I got it in
Terrell.
the artist mode.
Mr. Jason Terrell. He got that new mixtape out.
Give my proper introduction.
I'm sorry. The artist of the day. That was terrible. Is Mr. Jason Terrell. Here we go, y'all. Woo. Here we go.
Yeah. It is me. I am me. It is I. The one that tells no lie. Nah, but
You got a new mixtape.
you know, I got a new mixtape out. A new mixtape called Coming In Hot.
Coming in
Coming In
hot.
Hot is on Spinrilla. And I came in hot on that thing, bro. I'm getting good reviews. Coming In Hot, it's on Spinrilla. You can go on the website or download the app. The app is much easier. You search Jason Terrell, I pop up. SoundCloud, Jason Terrell, Coming In Hot, the mixtape. And I also got a new single out called Gotta Go Get It.
Hey,
now, that is a motivational
it is.
anthem.
I loved it.
Man,
I can't lie. I loved it.
Man, the people, man, the vibes on that one and everything I'm getting off of it.
Why did you do this album? What made you want to do this mixtape?
I did this mixtape because I had some other projects I'm working on because I felt like it's my time to come into the game, you know?
Okay.
But I felt like they have to have an introduction of me. Mm-hmm. So why do an album first?
Yeah.
Drop a mixtape, let them know who you are.
Let them feel it.
So I put a lot of my personal experiences in my mixtape. Okay. And then I gave them a little bit of everything. I gave them the bars with the fast rap. Then I gave them the love to let you know what I done been through. Then I gave them the family and the real life stuff that I go through. Then I got a track on there, the outro called Current Events. That lets you know my mind state and what I'm going through right now in this very moment.
So every kind of person can relate to this album?
Everybody can relate to this album.
Okay. So what 3 songs you think people should hear?
Oh man.
What's the main 3 that you love, that you adore? I know you probably adore the whole album.
Oh man, of course.
What's 3 songs on there?
Current Events, definitely. That's the outro. That you gonna feel that. Anybody who just go through the struggle, through life, anything, y'all gonna feel that one.
Current Events.
Current Events. Feel My Pain. That's another one.
Okay.
You gonna feel that in your heart. That's a real one. Then I got a song on there called New Beginnings. Now, New Beginnings is like you going through it, but then you're not gonna let what you went through hold you back from what God got for you. You're gonna overcome it. You feel me? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, them my 3 favorites, you know. If you want a little sauce though, go to that drip like this, you know what I mean? I got more sauce than the Big Mac.
So where you already told them where you can follow?
Oh yeah, the mixtape, SoundCloud, Spinrilla. Now the new single, Gotta Go Get It, that's on Apple Music, Spotify, all streaming networks. It's on SoundCloud, everything you can think of. Any streaming network, TikTok, Google, Amazon, everything.
Okay.
Pandora, iHeartRadio, you know, I'm all on there too now, you know, Tidal.
Coming in hot. Y'all go check it out though. I personally heard it. I like it. You know, if I didn't like it, I'd tell him.
He like that ain't the one, but he just told me before now. You ain't saying that right, but we record that.
But I liked it. I enjoyed it. So y'all go check it out. Coming in hot. Out right now. It's a good mixtape. And then Gotta Go Get It is a single he has out right now. I love the song. It's a really good song. And we're going to attach it to the end of this podcast, so y'all check it out. So thank y'all for tuning into another episode of the Openly Honest Podcast. We appreciate y'all. Hope y'all love this one just like y'all like the last one.
We nothing without y'all.
Nothing.
We love y'all.
We need y'all. We love y'all.
Go tell your friends and your friends' mamas.
Spread
book
the
clubs.
word. You can follow us on Instagram at openly_honest_podcast. That's on Instagram. And on Twitter, you can follow us where?
O_honest podcast. That's the Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube is the Openly Honest Podcast.
And our personal Gmail for the podcast is the Openly Honest Podcast @gmail.com. Y'all can hit us up with emails about what y'all want to talk about. We're going to do some interviews soon. So if you got a business, if you got anything going on professionally, hit us up. I want to interview y'all. I want to see what y'all got going on to put it out in the streets to let the people know that y'all are coming as well.
And right now, we want to give a shout out to our boy Ken. He coming with his own clothing line
Ken.
Called Mockers. Men of color are kings. We're going to have some samples.
I need my shirt.
We're going to have some samples for y'all. I got mine, you feel me?
I need my shirt.
He was
Ken.
Lines, he lagging
hey.
And then our boy Floyd is going to be sending some clothing in as well. So Floyd going to be showing us some of his stuff coming up soon in the next couple months. We got a lot of things coming in.
But not only are we on these social networks, you can also listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, I believe it is, or Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Stitcher.
Indeed.
So check us out on there. If you can't see us on YouTube or on the other social networks, you can always listen to us. So we appreciate y'all. Exactly. You want to drive? You got a long drive home. This thing is about like an hour anyway, so it's gonna cover you. So listen to us on those platforms, or you can see us and listen to us on YouTube. We appreciate y'all.
Remember, always ask yourself,
am I being openly honest? Thank y'all. God bless.
See you next time.
$250,000 to $250,000. Ain't no limitations, busting through the ceiling. Like an infomercial trying to feed the children. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I gotta get it.